It's been a while. I'll do a channel update later, but for now, The Crow reboot, the movie that showed its makeup so bad that it made Sting have to retire. Not just kidding. But kind of, I don't know, maybe, not relevant. Um, I don't hate it. I think them showing the pictures without context was a horrible idea because that's what happened with the DMC reboot, and that's the first fucking thing I thought of is Bill Skarsgård looks like DMC Dante, and the problem that game had was it tried so hard to be different but the same, and I really think this movie's going to do the exact same thing. The idea of the or not the idea, the stuff they showed in motion in the trailer looks really interesting to me, but my problems begin and end with I don't like that it's Eric and Shelley. This movie really could have been anyone. You could have named him Billy and Fiona. You could have named him Post McCrow. You could have named him any fucking thing else. Wouldn't have mattered. The fact that it's Eric Draven and Sheldon Webster is my biggest pet peeve because he doesn't look like Eric Draven. This is the same problem I had with Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker initially. They showed him with all the tattoos. Already I didn't like him. Then you go rewatch that movie and realize it's just Jared Leto being Ace Ventura and not the Joker. If you would have called him any other villain, it would have probably been okay enough. Maybe not great, but definitely better than the Joker. Same thing with this movie. It's not Eric and Shelley. It's two different characters. It's a dude with face tattoos and a mullet and someone who looks like they met in prison, which isn't Eric and Shelley. They were legitimately two random people in love, not involved in a crime scene. They were doing humanitarian work to try and get better something for their tenants. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but tenants rights. They're just fighting for tenants rights in their building. The gang that controlled the building didn't like them, and they killed them. That was Eric and Shelley's story. This is not that. The vibe is, or from what I got from the trailer, is Shelley accidentally sees a guy doing something kind of supernatural and spooky, and goes home, and they follow or find him, and then they kill him, and then Bill Skarsgård becomes the Crow as a result. Comes back to life. You see some kind of cool stuff with him, and I'm assuming it's Skull Cowboy, where he pushed them through and he's kind of explained the rules to the audience in the trailer, if you're unfamiliar with The Crow, and does its own thing, and then just goes. And that's the stuff that looks interesting to me, is him going through John Wick and people, Deadpool and people, whatever you want to call it. Like, there's literally a scene in the trailer where dude's choking him and he shoots himself in the chest to shoot that guy. That was fucking awesome. But again, that feels cool, that feels new, that feels fresh, that feels like something we can do in 2024, not something we could do 30 years ago when the original came out. So maybe that would have been how that movie went. But the story kind of lives and dies by Eric and Shelley because it's their story, their love, their romance. That's the whole point of the fucking movie. This movie feels like it's going to almost eclipse that for effects and stuff. And again, I'm gonna see it. I think it looks cool, but I'm really, really worried it's going to suffer from some kind of identity crisis. That's my biggest concern, and I really hope that isn't the case, but you never know. And there's one more thing that I found interesting in the trailer. They show Shelley dying, but then after that in the trailer, when he's getting explained to what I'm assuming is Skull Cowboy again, I could be wrong. He might even be a different name, but I think the idea is him supposed to be the guy to explain the powers, like in the comic that got cut from the 94 movie. She's running out of time, and he says, "I will save her." So what in the hell does that mean? I have many questions, because is she going to become a crow? Is this dude some supernatural spooky guy and have its own power, and he like has her soul, and he has to kill him to get her soul back? Because that'd be cool, that'd be awesome, but again, that's not Eric and Shelley. That's just my biggest pet peeve with this movie, is I don't think I'm going to be able to separate that. And I don't think it's going to be just me. I think it's a lot of people, and I think that's why the initial reaction was bad. The trailer looked awesome. The trailer looked great. Had a lot of cool shit. But it's just too separated from these two original iconic characters to come back together for me in this moment in time. Now, again, I might see the movie. There might be some cool stuff. There might be a plot twist. There might be something like that. But I don't want this movie to be, here's our crow with your crow, because there's even a scene in the trailer where he's holding a gun to a guy, which I'm assuming is supposed to be like the T-Bird of the movie, if not T-Bird, maybe Tintin or something like that, because he's like, "Oh, you're dead," and he just says, "Yeah," and it's so anticlimactic to me. And that's supposed to be the scene where he's duct taping him to him, and he's talking, and he's freaking out, and he drives him off the pier of the original. Spoilers for a 30-year-old movie. Apologies. And it just fell flat for me. So it's like that flat stuff from the original mixed with this new badass stuff that Bill Skarsgård is doing, And he became a monster, by the way. There's a scene in the trailer at the end where he holds up a shotgun and the dude's arms are just out to here. And I'm like, good for Bill Skarsgård, because he's been working out since it. But it's just, it's too disjointed. That's all it is for me. It's just too, do you want to be new, old, or it's your own? Like, there's no in between. You have to be new or you have to be old. And it looks like it's trying to do both and appease everyone. And history repeats itself. If they're going for that, it's not going to be great for me. Cool stuff, but I think overall it'll be one of those movies that come out, make some money, and fall flat. I just hope this isn't a sequel bait movie where we're going to have Bill Skarsgård be the Crow or something for 4, 5, 6 movies if it makes money, which I doubt we'll get that far, but I really hope this doesn't end with, like, him saving Shelly, and now Shelly and him are crows, and now they're vigilantes taking down gangs or some stupid shit, because then I would just burn the movie with fire if that's what you're putting out into the universe, because that's not the story. It's about love over everything else, and they say that in the trailer, so I'm hoping and being optimistic, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, man. Like, it's I don't know, but beyond that, like I said, I think it'll be fun. I'm gonna see it in theaters because it's the first Crow movie in 19 years, because the last one was with Edward Furlong, and don't watch it. I don't even think you can. I don't think that's streaming anywhere. I think I just have a copy for some reason. But anyway, I'm back. Like I said, I'll do a channel video later. That was my initial reaction to the Crow trailer because it dropped today. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, be good people. Don't listen to The Rock when he says go smoke crack. And that's all I got. Bye, guys.